name is Lotte and welcome to my kitchen. And today I'm going to show you how to make corned beef and cabbage in a whole new way. It's going to be encased in pastry. Let's get started. The corned beef and cabbage. And here we have sliced potatoes, the corned beef, and the cabbage. And over here I have my pastry, which I have to say is absolutely a no-fail pastry. And for that I'd like to show you very quickly how to do that before we get started. So here I have a large Cuisinart, and in my Cuisinart I have 2 cups of flour, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and of course butter, which is in the refrigerator. I have that already cubed up. You want to make sure that your butter is nice and chilled. So the butter goes into the Cuisinart. Just get myself Now you want to pulsate this so that it looks just like cornmeal. Just takes just a minute or so. So if you take a little look in here, you can see it actually does look a little bit like cornmeal. So at this point, all we do then is we put in 1 egg yolk. And this is already iced water, so you want 1/3 cup of iced water. And that's just about what you want. You want to pulsate this long enough until it all comes together in a ball. And that's it. So next we're going to make our white bechamel mustard sauce, which goes with the corned beef pate. So what you'll need is, you will need 2 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of flour, which I'm going to add, and with that we're going to make a roux. And you want to stir that for probably maybe 1 or 2 minutes. And then you want to slowly add 2 cups of milk. There, and so now as you can see it's gotten very nice and thick. So after you've made your roux for about a minute or 2 with the flour and the butter, pour in the 2 cups of milk, and now we have a very nice thick bechamel sauce, which I will remove from the heat for a moment. And now what you want to do is you want to add some really good mustard. So we're going to put in a real generous scoop, 2 teaspoons of good mustard. Little salt and pepper. And then I like to actually add a little bay leaf as well. Give it a good stir. Okay, so our sauce is done, and so now we'll just let that cool for a second, and then we can assemble our corned beef pate. So next we're going to assemble the corned beef and cabbage pate. And what I like to do, as you can see, I roll this out already on parchment paper, which I think is very nice, and it makes it easy to work with, and it also prevents the bottom of your pate from burning. So now first we'll start with cabbage. You might want a knife because sometimes the cabbage is kind of curled, so it makes it much easier if you just sort of cut it, and it helps to flatten it out a little bit, like so. So just make a nice little circle on the bottom. What's really nice about this is it also prevents the sauce from sort of seeping through and perhaps making your pastry a little soggy, which wouldn't be very nice. So cabbage first, and then we will do the meat. And then next comes, actually what I like too is, I've added a little bit of cheese only because I think it helps to bind it and to make it just a little bit more gooey, you know, people like gooey things. So, okay, so the cheese, now we will do the potatoes. So we do a nice little layer of potatoes around. One more piece right there. And then comes the sauce. Not too much, just enough to make it nice and wet. And then we repeat the same thing again. So next what I'm going to do is we're going to fold in the sides now that we've got everything layered up and we've finished the last layer with the cabbage, which also helps to kind of keep in the moisture and everything as this is baking up. And see how nice it is? Having the parchment paper, it really helps to just bring all of this together. Press it down a little bit like so. And there you have it. And so now we're ready to go into the oven. And it's going to bake at 400 degrees for, I would say for that size probably, I would give it 45 minutes. Voila! Oh, well, I think it looks like it's time to take out our little corned beef and cabbage pate. So let's see how that looks. Okay, and now that our corned beef and cabbage pate is a complete success, it looks like it to me. So we'll just cut right through there, and right through there. Now tell me that that doesn't look wonderful. And then we'll just add a little bit of sauce. Real nice mustard sauce. And there you have it. My corned beef and cabbage pate by Lotte.